The Trump train keeps rolling through western states this week. The president wrapping up another massive rally just a few minutes ago in Las Vegas. Trump on his game, mocking the Democrats ahead of the Nevada caucuses tomorrow. Take a look.
Pocahontas was really mean, but she's going to be easy. I hope it's her. It's not going to be her. She made a little comeback the other night because she took Mini Mike to the cleaners, but it's not going to be her. It can't be Buttigieg. Can't be, I don't think. Alfred E. Newman. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing President Alfred E. Newman. Bernie is too emotional. He's screaming, going crazy. And Biden is angry. Biden is angry. Everything's anger. Gee. And that's what happens when you can't get the words out. No, it does.
And Trump saving his best for Mini Mike Bloomberg.
We got a new one, Mini Mike. How did he do in the debate the other day? Mini Mike! Here's a box, Mike. Here, Mike. Home. Mini Mike so far has spent almost $500 million in order to get embarrassed by Pocahontas. She's mean, right? Right? See, that face is just, she wanted to get him. She said, I got him. I want to see those agreements. You open up those agreements. This poor guy probably signed 100 of them. And each one's a disaster. He said, I don't want to open those agreements. Nobody told me this was going to happen. He said, nobody told me.
All right, Greg and I were trying to get some work done in the pod this afternoon, and we just hear this speech outside. We both gather around and start watching it. He's on his game.
It's pretty magnetic. You know what was the most interesting thing about the thing today was that he decided to break through the fourth wall, and he told everybody it was a show. And he was talking about being with Mark Burnett and that there's a cast of characters. And this is better than The Apprentice meeting Survivor. This was the first time, I think, that he referred to his presidency as a show. And for people who used to be critical of Trump, who are no longer critical, are the people that can discern the difference between the job and the show. The things that he's doing, which are incredibly positive and effective with the economy and jobs, prosperity and peace, to separate the craziness of this gives you a healthy peace of mind that never Trumpers can't do. And it makes you think, what's the second term Trump look like? It's going to be more theatrical, more set locations, more guest stars and road trips, because that's what happens when a TV series gets renewed. It's not a re-election. It's the renewal of a TV show, and there's going to be more stuff. After the debate, you saw a sense of the Democrats' realization that this wasn't luck, impulsiveness, or Russian bots that elected him, that this is a unique skill set that only he possesses and that they can't beat. It's an interesting transformation that you're seeing in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and the fact that you and I can tell the difference between the truth and the entertainment side is easy because, we watch this for a living and we don't take this part that seriously. It's enjoyable to see. But the media, they fact check his jokes. Like, they don't get that this is partially entertainment.
Because they have zero sense of humor, and they can't detect what is funny. His jokes land and are funny because they are true. He has that ability to pick off all his candidates. I used this test growing up down south of all of those Democrats that were on the stage the other night. Which one would I hide from at the Food Lion? Which one would I stand in front of the frozen food case and get frostbite on my nose so I didn't have to talk to one of them?
What a visual.
It's true. And it's like, let me know when they're in the parking lot already, because Bernie's going to be upset about food inflation. His bananas cost more money. Elizabeth Warren is going to lecture me about biting my fingernails. Maybe Pete Buttigieg I'd want to talk to, but he doesn't have enough experience to run the Food Lion.
Geraldo, Greg talks about the casting of this, and the president mentioned that. The president's not responsible for casting the Democratic field. He is just lucky that these people are running against him.
It wouldn't matter who it was, though, Jesse. He finds the weak spot wherever it is. He's like a great fighter. He knows. And he's such an oversized personality that he blocks out the sun. Everybody else seems like mini somebody or other. He lets no insult go unresponded to. He's got a flamethrower. You give him one shot, man, he's going to scorch you. And I think that, and he also has the charisma there is unmistakable. It is the charisma, though, of the bully. it's the I use the expression Godzilla. He comes in and okay, you hit me, whack, I'm gonna kill you. And he's a scary adversary, but he's also such a magnetic personality that he rates. And he's right when he says that but for him, CNN would be out of business. The New York Times would be a failing newspaper. The Washington Post would be trying to sell copies.
And I think we have some of that sound. Let's listen, and Tammy can respond.
Eventually, the Times and the Washington Post, which will be dead as a doornail after I leave, and the CNN, it'll be an obsolete business, the cable business. MSDNC will be out of business. If the Titanic equivalent went down, they wouldn't cover it unless I was on the sucker.
I mean, that is true. It's everything
true.
Trump right now.
It's true. And the entire thing is caricatures about people, right? There's all elements of truth. It's the picture you get at Disneyland where it kind of looks like you. It's just like certain things are exaggerated, right? But it's absolutely true. And what's great about this guy is this is the same guy that everybody got to meet in 2015. He hasn't changed. They haven't ruined him. He didn't get scared. He didn't adjust. That's the other thing they love about him, is that this, in fact, while it is perhaps performance, it's really him as well. Just like him governing is performance in a sense, but that's him too. And Americans can relate to him. That's what everyone's thinking, but it's also because it's consistent. That this is, sometimes he might irritate you or might not agree, but there he is. He's the same guy. And you do know that it's a joke. The only people who don't, of course, are the Democrats. And they become, in an effort to be like Trump, revealing their ultimate weakness, which is their lack of confidence in themselves. They want to be like someone else. That has been the ultimate fraud, right? Is what the Democrats and the establishment's always done, is present these kinds of figures to you of who they are and whether it's the Obamas or even the Bushes or the Clintons, anyone else. This is brand new, and it is real, and that's what they can't stand, and they can't replicate it.
Well, and he gets on air literally the day after they have these debates, and he just repackages the Democrats' brand for them and is just always right there immediately to respond. So he gets his imprint on it. All right.